Before we went our separate gentle ways, you said let's come back here on better days. And I said every day with you is better. Come again tomorrow in whatever weather. Come again tomorrow to our table there. Come again tomorrow, the same soft chair. Come again tomorrow, the sun will find us. Come again tomorrow with nothing to remind us of anywhere but here. I thought about it all the way back home. The way tomorrow felt like not alone already, because you said let's come back soon. Come again tomorrow afternoon. Some places only feel like home because you've shared them with someone who understands. The way a cafe can be your whole world. Come again tomorrow, story untold. Come again tomorrow, I'll be there. Come again tomorrow, the window chair. Come again tomorrow, same time, same place. Come again tomorrow, I'll be saving your space. We gathered up our things in no real hurry and laughed at something stupid. What a worry would it be if we were always this? Out the door smiling into morning's bliss. Out the door smiling, that's how we leave. Out the door smiling, up our sleeve. Something warm from everything we shared. Out the door smiling, glad we dared. The street outside is bright after the cafe. We step into it carrying the day of coffee and of soft talk and the light. Out the door smiling, everything's alright. The best dates end with this, I've always thought. The kind of exit that can't be bought or planned, it just happens when it's right. Out the door smiling into the light. Out the door smiling, the whole world is bright. Out the door smiling from morning to night. Out the door smiling, I'll remember this. Out the door smiling into afternoon bliss. The cup is almost empty, I can tell. I've been avoiding it and now the spell of last sitcoming is about to break. Last sip, take it for the whole day's sake. Last sip, the bittersweet goodbye. Last sip to everything that's been mine. Last sip of this perfect afternoon. Last sip, we're leaving way too soon. I tip the cup up slowly, make it last. Draw out the present before it's the past. One final taste of something beautiful. Last sip, the most ceremonial. Every last sip is a little ending, a soft goodbye before the next beginning. You drain the cup and then you start again. Not because we needed coffee, but because it was a reason. Stay a little longer, we don't have anywhere to be. Stay a little longer, order something we don't need. Stay a little longer, the light is still so good here. Stay a little longer, this is too nice to leave. You said yes to the second coffee, even though you'd had enough caffeine. And I said yes to a piece of cake that I didn't particularly want. But we ordered them without apology, and they arrived and we ate them slowly, very slowly, like we were pacing ourselves against the afternoon. The cake took a long time to finish, not because there was much of it, but because we ate it like we meant to stay, and we did mean to stay. Stay a little longer, we don't have anywhere to be. Stay a little longer, order something we don't need. Stay a little longer, the light is still so good here. Stay a little longer, this is too nice to leave. There are afternoons you wanna hold between your hands the way you hold a cup, warm and temporary and yours for as long as you can keep it. This was one of those afternoons, and we stayed in it longer than we needed to, and I'm glad we did, because the extra hour was the best hour. Stay a little longer, we had a second coffee we didn't need. Stay a little longer, a piece of cake we ate very slowly. Stay a little longer, and the afternoon stretched further. Stay a little longer, I'm glad we chose to. Eventually we did leave, but not before it was time, on our terms, not the afternoons. It happened gradually and then all at once, the way afternoon light works in autumn. One moment the cafe was just normally lit, and then the sun found the angle through the window at our table, and everything on the table turned gold. The cups, the napkins, the sugar packets in your hands. You squinted a little and the light was in your hair, and I stopped mid-sentence because the room was different now. The sun came in, found our table specifically. The sun came in and everything got warm and gold. The sun came in, like it I've been looking for this spot. The sun came in and I wanted time to stop a little. I said the light just changed, and you looked around and saw it and said it's really good light right now, which is the understatement of the afternoon. It was extraordinary light, the kind that makes everything look like a painting, like someone is making a film, and they chose this cafe for it. The light only stayed for about 10 minutes at that particular angle. 10 minutes of extraordinary light that we both noticed. The sun came in, found our table specifically. The sun came in and everything got warm and gold. The sun came in, like it I've been looking for this spot. The sun came in and I wanted time to stop a little. I took a photo of the light on the table, not of you, just the light on the table, because when you were sitting across from me in it, and the light was doing that thing to everything. The sun came in and stayed for 10 golden minutes. The sun came in and made the afternoon worth keeping. The sun came in and you squinted and I noticed. The sun came in and I'll think about those 10 minutes for a while. The sun moved, the ordinary light came back. We finished our drinks, we stayed anyway. The barista set your cup down first, and there was a leaf on the foam, a precise, careful, and permanent leaf made of milk and intention. And I said, look at that, before your cup touched the table. And you looked, and you said, oh, the O of something small and beautiful, the O of a barista's 2 minutes of care, surfacing briefly before it goes into the warmth below. Latte art, a leaf on top of your morning. Latte art, too pretty to drink for about 30 seconds. Latte art, you took a photo before you took a sip. Latte art, small beautiful thing that won't last but was here. I took a photo too, not on my cup of yours, because the leaf was perfect, and perfect things deserve to be documented before they become part of the drink. Before the first sip fills the leaf into the rest of it gone, but also now inside you. You almost didn't want to drink it, but you did, because a cold latte is sad, and a beautiful latte should also be tasted. Latte art, a leaf on top of your morning. Latte art, too pretty to drink for about 30 seconds. Latte art, you took a photo before you took a sip. Latte art, small beautiful thing that won't last but was here. The barista who made that leaf doesn't know that we talked about it for a surprisingly long time. That a leaf on phone became the first 5 minutes of our afternoon, that we both said oh, and then took photos, and then sit carefully around it, and then let it go into the drink. Latte art, brief and complete. Latte art, gone after the first sip. Latte art, except in the photos, except in the latte art, the barista's 2 minutes of care that became 5 minutes of ours. Latte art, you drank it eventually. The leaf dissolved, the cup was warm. It was a good afternoon. There was a gap in the conversation, not an awkward one, a comfortable one, the kind you can sit in without doing anything about it. And we did. We both just sat there with our cups and the cafe sounds around us, and I was very aware that neither of us needed to fill it. Some silences you feel in your stomach, and some silences you feel in your chest. The comfortable kind feels like neither. Happy silence, nothing to say, and fine with that. Happy silence, the quiet between you and me is warm. Happy silence, you don't have to talk to be together. Happy silence, this counts as being with you. things to say, and how with other people silence is something you're just in. And this was one of those silences, the other kind. Not a break in the conversation, not a gap to be filled, just silence that was also company. Happy silence, nothing to say, and fine with that. Happy silence, the quiet between you and me is warm. Happy silence, you don't have to talk to be together. Happy silence, this counts as being with you. I've been told that comfortable silence is a sign of something, that you can only sit in silence with people you really know. And I believe that, because this silence isn't empty, it's full of everything we've already said, and everything there is still to say, and none of it is urgent. Happy silence, I'll take it as a good sign. Happy silence, one of the best things I found with you. Happy silence, the whole cafe around us, and us in the middle of it, not saying anything together. The silence lasted maybe 2 minutes, then you said something about the song, and we were talking again. But I'll remember the 2 minutes. I had my phone out, not using it, just holding it, the way you hold something when you're not sure what to do with your hands. And at some point I put it down and looked up, and realized I'd been looking at you for I don't know how long. Before that counts as a moment, you were talking to me and I was listening to you, but I was also just looking at you. I was looking at you without planning to. I was looking at you and you didn't know. I was looking at you in the afternoon light at the window seat in this cafe. Looking at you, the way the light came through the window caught the side of your face, and you were mid-sentence about something, and I thought, this is We talked about a movie neither of us had seen yet, and what we thought it would probably be like, which is a genuinely fun conversation, because you can be completely wrong and it doesn't matter. Then the song playing in the cafe changed, and you asked if I knew who it was. I didn't. We talked about that for a while. None of it mattered in the best possible way. Just talking about everything that doesn't have to be anything. Soft talk about the movie, about the song. Soft talk about things we got completely wrong. Soft talk, the best conversations are the ones that don't go anywhere. Soft talk and just keep going. You told me about the cat that lives outside your building, that you've named but won't confirm when asked. And I told you about the book I started and put down 3 times, and I'm not sure why I keep picking it back up. Neither of us solved anything, neither of us arrived at a conclusion. We just talked about the cat and the book, and somehow that was the whole point. The cat doesn't go anywhere, the book doesn't get finished in the cafe. Soft talk is its own destination. Soft talk about the movie, about the song. Soft talk about things we got completely wrong. Soft talk, the best conversations are the ones that don't go anywhere. Soft talk and just keep going. I think about how much of the closeness I feel with people comes from conversations that meant nothing. The accumulated nothing of talking about cats and books and songs, and what a movie might be like, and how that's actually everything. The soft talk is where I find out who someone is when they don't know they're showing me. Soft talk about the cat outside your building. Soft talk, the book I can't quite finish. Soft talk, the movie we'll probably both see separately and tell each other about after. Soft talk, a whole afternoon. We talked until our cups were empty. We ordered again. We kept talking about nothing, about everything. The cups arrived and the steam came with them, rising between us and small white curls. And we both wrapped our hands around the warmth and sat for a moment without saying anything. Just the steam and the warmth and the sound of the cafe around us, and your face on the other side of the steam, half visible, soft. There's something about steam rising from a cup between 2 people that cups. We started talking, but I'll remember the steam. There's only one window seat in this cafe, 2 chairs, 1 small table pressed against the glass. And every time I've come alone, someone else was already in it. But today when we walked in, it was empty, and we both looked at it at the same time. And without deciding anything, that's where we went. The window seat for 2, empty and waiting, like someone had saved it, like it knew we were coming. Window seat, we got it this time. Window seat, the table by the glass in the good light. Window seat, the city going past on the other side. Window seat, the best seat in the cafe, and we're in it. The light from the window is doing something to everything on the table. The cups, the sugar container, your hands, everything looked better than usual. I kept thinking I want to remember this, the particular quality of light. Through a cafe window on an afternoon, when you're sitting across from someone you like. The street outside going about its business, and us in here in the good light. Window seat, the best view in both directions. Window seat, we got it this time. Window seat, the table by the glass in the good light. Window seat, the city going past on the other side. Window seat, the best seat in the cafe, and we're in it. I've sat in that window seat alone before, and it was nice. But alone in a window seat is a particular kind of looking out. And with you here, it's a different thing entirely. We're both looking out and looking at each other, and the light is doing that thing with your face. And I'm very aware that we got the window seat today. Window seat, I wanna come back to this exact seat. Window seat, same table, same afternoon light. Window seat, the city outside and you across from me. Window seat, that's the perfect afternoon. The light moved slightly as we sat. The city kept going past. We ordered, we were in the window seat. You were still looking at the menu, and the barista was waiting, and I just said, they'll have the oat milk latte, extra shot, and one of those almond pastries from the case. You looked up at me, and I said, you always want that, and you said, I do. There's a particular happiness in knowing someone's order is such a small thing, but it means I've been paying attention. I know your order, and that means something. I know your order, not because you told me, just because I know your order. The small thing that says I see you. I know your order. You probably could have ordered yourself. That's not the point. The point is the look you gave me when I said it first. A little surprised, a little warm, like the knowing of it landed somewhere real. I know how you take your coffee, and I wanted you to know I know. It's just a latte, it's just an almond pastry, but knowing someone's order is a kind of attention worth naming. I know your order. about them without planning to. And then one day you know their coffee order, and it turns out that matters. I know your order, oat milk extra shot. I know your order, the almond pastry from the case, that one right there. I know your order, and I think you know mine by now too. I know your order, that's something. The barista brought them both. You said thank you to me, not to them. To me, the door was heavy and you held it open, and something about that small thing made the cafe feel different today than all the times I've come here alone. The warmth hit us both at the same moment, the particular warmth of being indoors together. And we stood there for a second just inside the door, like we both noticed something. What is this feeling of arriving somewhere with someone, and the arrival meaning more because they're there, walking together, the cafe door behind us both, walking together, something warm and something close, walking together. I like the way this starts, walking together, two people, one warm place. The barista asked, just the two of you? And I said yes, and felt something settle in my chest about that yes, just the two of us. Exactly. We found a table that seemed to want us, the way some tables in cafes do. And we sat down and unzipped our coats, and something started. That moment of arriving, settling in, looking up at each other, walking together, and the whole day changes. Walking together, the cafe door behind us both, walking together, something warm and something close, walking together. I like the way this starts, walking together, two people, one warm place. I've been to this cafe alone 100 times, and it was always good, but today it was different because you